Started. Effective questioning brings insight, which fuels curiosity, which cultivates wisdom. Chip R. Bell. Great quote.
Welcome to the Want to Be Mindful podcast, where we want to be mindful. I'm Sean, and this is Jared, your co-host. And today we are going to talk about questioning everything, because everything must be questioned in order to learn. That being said,
It's a great point, Sean. Welcome to the show, folks. We've been lacking a little bit. We can come into terms with that. Sometimes it happens to the best of us.
we're back, baby.
But we're back.
3 weeks, I know. It's a long time. But it's time to give you guys a high-quality episode and some mindful insight on some crazy, thought-provoking topics. So, my dear Jared, go ahead and let's get right into the topic of questioning everything.
Well, I actually wanted to start it off by asking you a question.
Go for it.
What's something that you question and wonder about the world? Just the first thing that comes on your mind, why do I poop?
Okay.
Why do I have these feelings for other men?
That's enough examples. I have what I'm going to say. It's kind of a crazy one. But I have the question of, what is a thought? I want to know what a thought is.
I question that myself as well.
A thought, right, ladies and gentlemen? We have 60,000 thoughts every day, but what really is a thought? Is it an image in your head? Is it a voice in your head? Is it just a memory? What's a thought? What do you think about? You think about the future?
Think about that too. Have you ever actually thought about what a thought is? You know what a thought is. You think you know what a thought is, but you actually question it and actually get to the real root and the real source.
And how funny would it be if what you think a thought is turns out it's not at all?
Totally wrong.
That's why we gotta find out and dig deep.
It was also known to be common knowledge at one point that we are the center of the universe. Is that true?
That is true. Or I mean, that was true. That was common knowledge.
That was common knowledge.
But
if you
obviously,
believe in that, you were looked as a stupid head.
That's right.
As a nincompoop.
Hermit crab.
Yeah, a hermit crab living in your little crab below the ocean. And, we figured that out to not be true. So what is it now that is common knowledge that everybody knows about, but really could not be true? So are you really crazy for questioning science, questioning your teachers, questioning your boss, questioning your mom and dad, questioning the smartest person in the world, scientists and Elon Musk? What are you doing? Why are you here? Are you trying to sabotage us? Are you trying to what's your end goal? So what do we really know? What do we really know to be the truth? And let's the consensus around the topic today is, what is really the truth? Why question everything? Why is it so important? So that's the basis around it. And it is important because, just like we said, we don't know what is actually true and what's false. What has been told to us that's actually false. I learned about it a little bit afterwards of when I got out of school, that some textbooks, really aren't that truthful. It goes into terms of, making one side look better than the other, and, maybe changing some stuff up here and there. And, so what is the actual truth? Like the people writing those textbooks, what's their prerogatives? What's their mindset behind the world and how they want to instruct kids? It could be a certain viewpoint that they want to get across, but are they really questioning everything? Do they really have, like great knowledge and just great wants for their kids, or do they want the kids to think a certain way rather than actually knowing truth and actually knowing what really went on? So just an example like that.
Well said. Well said indeed. So why is questioning everything important, Jared?
I kind of just answered, right?
Yeah, you did.
It's important because we don't know what the truth is at the end of the day. Because just like I said, like long ago, certain things were common knowledge. turned out to be false.
So things that we know now could change possibly in the future.
Precisely.
Okay. And so I do have another question. And
Hit me.
there's a paradox here of the question why. The question why. You can go far down that rabbit hole, can't you? Why? Why is that? Why is the question why never ending? It's a never ending loop of paradox.
Why? Well, I mean, I think you can get to the source to a certain extent.
Let's play it out real quick. Why are you here, Jared?
Why am I here?
Just
Oh,
answer as
well.
truthfully as you can.
Because I felt like being here.
Why did you feel like being here?
Why did I feel like being here? Because I wanted to. I wanted to be here.
Why did you want to be here?
Because I love doing this podcast. I love podcasting.
That's a great answer. But why do you love doing this podcast?
Like spreading knowledge to the world, spreading knowledge to the universe. Talking about these topics.
Why do you love talking about these topics?
Because I feel like these topics are the most important topics to talk about.
Why?
Well, because this is what grows the mind, grows people's intelligence, grows their ways of thinking, their habits, their discussions that they have with people, their just happiness. It grows their happiness.
Why?
Why
does it grow their happiness? Why is it good discussions? Why?
But yes, I get what you're saying.
That's the point,
yeah.
gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, you can dig deep. You can keep on going.
That's a perfect example.
That's an example right there. And that should just make you think about things. Why do we do what we do every day? Why do we do what we do every day?
Because if you think about it too, if you get mad, if you're constantly unhappy, why are you feeling those ways? You don't innately want to feel those ways. It doesn't feel good to be angry, mad, sad, but yet we feel those ways. And there's certain ways that we can not feel those ways. So if you start to question why you're feeling that certain way, questioning why you're doing a certain something, and you get at the true root and true cause, then you may realize, like, this is stupid. Why am I doing this? Why am I getting mad over, Barnice talking shit about me at work? Like examples like that, just little things that don't really matter. And then when you get to the root of it, you're like, that really doesn't make sense of why I was getting angry.
Yeah, I agree. And why did I just burp? It's because I had delicious tea. That's why. And that ends there.
It's not an excuse.
Actually, why did I have tea? It just keeps going. But what I wanted to say, Jared, is it true that some people could solve their anxiety problems by just asking the questions why? For example, not going to the gym at night because it's too packed or there's too many people there that you don't like seeing. Why? Because you don't like the way you look. Let's say you're insecure about how you look. But why are you insecure about how you look? And why do you care what people think? And then it's like, that's a good point. Why do I care what people think? Most people are concerned with themselves anyway. They overlook everyone else.
Too wrapped up in their own problems.
So what do you think about that?
Do you think? I mean, I think it's a good point. Like, once you actually get your thinking mind going and you start to question why you do everything, it starts to just activate that mindset and just get you to be a more of a like contemplative thinker. You're just actually thinking about the world, about situations, and you're deeply thinking about it for the truth rather than what everybody else is telling you, what anybody else is telling you. You're going off what you know, what you believe, and that's what matters. Because if you believe it in your mind, then it's going to be hard for people to tell you different things. It's going to be hard to take you off that certain way of thinking because You know what to be true. You've thought about it. You've done the work. You've done the deep thinking that is necessary for you, and it just overall makes you a more honest and true person because you actually do the thinking and you know what to be true and what not to be. So
Well said. Very well said. I agree with you 100% on that. Questioning everything is very important. And questioning what we do and why we do it every day is a big, big part in growth, because now you are taking time to really make yourself basically aware. Make yourself aware.
it's to like acquire knowledge basically, because when you're questioning, you're finding the trueness about it. You're solving answers, you're solving equations, you're finding the truth about it, and you're gaining knowledge.
Instead of just going through life taking the answers and just taking them for what they are and not going any further than that. That's
Yeah.
why questioning everything is it's a big deal, and there's a lot of things out there to question.
Hmm.
The more you question, the more you just learn.
Yeah, because it's like taking health advice or like happiness advice to from a person who is not living a happy or healthy lifestyle. They're not living the truth, and they're telling you how to live the truth. Like, it doesn't make sense.
They're preaching, but they're not practicing it.
Exactly. So how do you know that to be true? You got to figure out for yourself. You can take the methods and try it out, but is that a good example there? No, you got to question it. You got to question what they're saying
I agree.
right there.
I agree.
Yeah. So it's a question on your mind.
Um, Great
What's a question for the viewers?
question for the viewers.
Yeah.
One question I have, and it's another deep one. We're gonna go deep, and it's for you, Jared, actually, and it's also for the viewers. It's a 2-in-1 deal here,
All right. Let's go.
Jared.
Sean.
Who are you gonna vote for in this presidential race?
Who am I going to vote for? I actually have a good friend going for the presidency this year.
Do tell.
I don't think I could tell because that would show partiality, but so I'm not going to give you that answer.
That was just a fake question anyway. That was a stir of the pot, ladies and gentlemen. That was not real. I'm sorry. I'll do better. But
But it's also like, if you're going to vote for somebody, question it. Why are you voting for this person? Why are there certain things you don't like about this person? And like put that with the opposition. And it can't be, you can have certain biases and what you feel is right or wrong, but question it.
Yeah.
Question why you don't like him, why you do like him, why this would work, why this wouldn't work. And that just like goes into everything, like when you're making decisions throughout your day. It folds over into everything.
Yeah,
Question everything.
that's right. Um, a lot of things I think about sometimes is when you're trying to achieve something, and let's say you take some health advice. Just for example, it's just a good example to use. The health example, and it's not working for you. And then instead of questioning why it's not working and trying to figure out, or maybe doing something else, you just give up. That's when questioning everything also comes into play, because maybe it was just one little change in your diet that you had to do to start seeing those results. Maybe it was one little change in your mindset, or maybe you needed to stay researching a topic for 5 minutes longer, and then you would have found your answer. Just these little tiny time windows that stop you from doing what you want and also allow you to get what you want. You got to question why things aren't working. Like, for example,
Mm-hmm.
me and you, Jared, with Riverside. We're podcasting off the Riverside streaming service. So that's a shout out right there for you guys. If you want to start your own podcast, start off with Riverside. It's pretty easy. It's pretty nice. But me
Yeah,
and Jared,
we're not paid at all for saying that, but
seriously, we're
it
not.
really is like a pretty good
If
website,
anything,
pretty good
they
platform.
took our money, but anyway, we're not going to get into that. Basically, me and Jared had an issue with Riverside. Camera was not working. We were just so confused. We were frustrated. We were angry.
We're not tech savvy, you know.
We're not. We're trying every day to get more tech savvy. But let me tell you, we were angry at ourselves for a month.
Yeah, we took it out on each other. You know, I hit Sean a couple times. He hit me. It just wasn't a good look on the boys.
Wrote some nasty emails. I'm talking illegal emails to
Yeah.
some people to get this fixed.
If I was to run for president, I probably wouldn't be allowed to if people saw those emails.
That's right. But with persistence and dedication, because we wanted to make this work, after tens of thousands of emails sent to Riverside Support, finally we received one little tip, and it was to check our cameras. And we did that. And after a month and a half of running around like baffled baboons that did not know how to be tech savvy, we figured it out. And now we're back in 4K high quality, 1080p, beautiful video quality. You know what I'm saying?
And you know, it wasn't that simple. You know, we're not that much of bamboons. So there's a little more complications to it, but either way, we did figure it out with persistence, with dedication.
And we kept asking, what is causing this? Why? Then we figured it out.
Going. You stay persistent, and that's like everything in life. You stay persistent. You keep on questioning. Keep on questioning. Why are you doing this? Why is Riverside not working? Why am I unhappy? Why do I not feel like there's purpose in my life?
Spitting bars.
Why don't I have a happy family?
Ooh.
You know, ask all these questions, and you'll find the true root cause. And if you keep on questioning and you stay questioning and you come back to it every once in a while, check up on yourself and stay in that contemplative mindset, then boom, you're going to be living a more happy life. You're going to be living a more truthful life.
The best advice me and Jared can give you guys is that once you hit that obstacle,
that you can give them.
Once you hit that obstacle, whatever it is you're doing, you don't stop questioning why it's stopping you. And you figure it out. You stay persistent. It took us a month and a half of just figuring out that we had to turn off our laptop cameras. So if we did that and it showed true to what I'm saying because we got over it,
the viewers are going to think we're jackasses.
And that's all right, because we're mindful jackasses at that.
We still question it. Are we really jackasses?
And if we are, we're open-minded to saying yeah.
Yeah, and no as well.
We're both. But so do you have any more good points about questioning everything?
Oh, I got a ton of points. Time is also of the essence. Time, money, problems, all of the essence.
So a good question would be, how well am I spending my time effectively?
That is a great question to ask. Evaluate your day and pick through it and ask yourself those questions. How can I be living a more productive day? How can I reward myself? What habits do I need to put in place? You know, questioning, are your habits good? Questioning, is your job good? It's just, you know, it can fold over into everything. And if you ask these questions, then you keep on going. It doesn't stop.
It's very true.
Yeah.
Spending time doing things, it's very important because time is quite the most valuable currency we have as human beings, because whether you like it or not, our lives fly by in a freaking blink, and you don't realize it until you're already an old man or a woman and you look back at your life. You don't look back at one moment, you look back at its entirety.
Exactly.
So if time feels like it's going slow for you, the reality is that it's going to be over before you freaking know it. It's going to be over before you know it. So that's why you need to spend, especially our younger audiences, spend your young years. If you're in between 20 and 27, those are the years to take risks. Those are the years to make mistakes, do things, not to play it safe, but to live, figure out what you want to do with the rest of your life. So you take those risks and you take those bets on on a future that you want.
Why to 27? Why not 30?
Because once you're
30,
30,
you're too old.
you're too old when you're 28.
Bring out the cane. Bring out the wheelchair.
If you're 30 and still having nothing, and you've got nothing going, you gotta play it safe. Get that job at UPS and start shipping boxes.
Never play it safe. You got to have the devil's advocate as well. And
That's true.
a lot of famous people didn't start becoming famous until they were
60.
30. Is that a true statistic? No, I just made that up, but I feel like it's true. Like people start to, once they actually inherit their knowledge and inherit their real wisdom, they start doing things. They start accomplishing what they've always wanted to accomplish because they're not fearful.
Yeah,
But
that's true. It's a
I
good
feel
point.
like it's true.
That's a good point.
But is it 100% true? Question it.
I see you and I hear you.
So, questions. You look like you want to ask me a question right now.
I think I did. I do and I did.
What's a question you feel like people aren't asking enough? Like what are we as a civilization just going by too nonchalantly about? What aren't we questioning enough?
I think we're not questioning enough about. I'm just gonna say it. Could be wrong, but I'm gonna say space. It took Elon Musk to make SpaceX because NASA were not getting funded by the U.S. government for pretty much ever since after the moon landing. We went to the moon and we haven't been back for 50, 60 years.
Did you turn off your reminder, by the way?
No.
Make sure. No?
Reminder
Mine
of what?
just went off.
Reminder of what?
Law of attraction.
I don't have mine set to 1600.
Okay.
So, but you see what I'm saying? Like NASA we went to the moon. That was it for 50, 60 years. They were like, it's not important anymore.
Yeah.
Now we have Elon who's working, he's trying to make stuff happen.
Working diligently. That man is a hard worker.
I mean, that is the epitome of he's going down in the history books. All these businesses. I think he really is shooting for the human race at this point. He's
shooting for the Grammy.
He's trying to make us a multi-planetary species, which if you think about that, that'd be so cool.
Okay, so what about space are we not questioning?
We need to question what can we do to get us there quicker? To Mars, to the moon bases, space stations.
We need to find faster like traveling methods.
Yeah. And also I feel like we need to ask, what can we still do about this planet? We can't just give up on it yet. Can't just ship off to Mars and the moon. We can save this planet.
Well, of course, like this planet's not going to die for a long time.
Crazy statistic. Everyone in the world can fit in Texas with their own house and like 100 square feet of yardage outside. We can fit
100 feet?
100 feet.
Everybody in the world.
Everyone in the world. In Texas. In the state of Texas.
Is that true?
It is. You can look that up. You can fit I think at the time it was like, you can fit 7.5 billion people in the state of Texas with their own like house and 100 square feet of yard, like front yard and backyard. And you can fit them all in there. If humans did the construction.
Do you have room for grocery stores?
I think so. I think there's like leftover space in Texas once you move everyone in.
You got room for amusement parks?
Probably not. But
sounds pretty boring.
But the fact that you can fit everyone in Texas, then you probably can fit everyone
Yeah,
in
no,
multiple
that'd be
states.
interesting though.
You know,
But so you don't think that we're trying hard enough to explore space and explore other planets, other galaxies? That's what you're saying?
you know, I'm really
Because I
not
feel like we got our top scientists on the job.
really not too knowledgeable on if we're doing good or not. I just know we're not on Mars yet, so we can't be doing good.
Yeah, but you said space in general.
Space, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, when I said space, I meant like
Like
living on a different planet.
we're not questioning how to go there hard enough.
You put me on the spot. I'm dropping the ball.
Well, no, that's all right. You know, that's why we keep on asking
Yeah, I just want to
questions.
know, like, is it going to happen in 2030, like Elon said?
Is it going to happen? Well,
Because he said
2030.
2030,
It's like
we're
3 years from now.
that's right. 2030, we're going to have a space shuttle go to Mars and start doing their work there.
Hmm.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
So I just want to. I'm questioning if that's real. If that's going to
Yeah.
happen.
It seems kind of unnecessary. Earth is a much better planet than Mars. Mars had its go. Right? Wasn't there that thing where if there was a little bit of water on Mars, wasn't Mars like could have been used to
Yeah,
been like a fully functioning
it
planet,
was. It was
beautiful with
indeed.
life, people possibly,
Possibly
and
some.
The Mayans transferred on over to Earth.
I think so. You're right about that. It was. It did have life on it before, or it did have like inclinations of life. You know.
Yeah, like if it had a certain amount of water or like the certain molecule for a certain amount of time, then that means that there had to have been much more in the past. So
Yeah.
something like that. But I don't know if it's 100% true.
But there is a moon of Saturn, that is really like 100% confirmed has oceans on it and is splashing around.
Mm.
And the planet is called Titan.
Yeah, yeah,
It's a moon, actually, not a planet.
yeah. It's
But it's just going around, in orbit of Saturn. So, like, if you're on that moon, and your background sky is just a big ass Saturn planet that you're orbiting
a
around,
nice view.
wow, it's
I
breathtaking.
want to
Probably,
go out and take a ride on the rings.
it's probably breathtaking.
Breathtaking.
So,
But either way,
my question is, why can't the human race get more together, band together more? Why is war part of human nature?
I think that'd be a great question to ask top leaders of the world. I guess. I mean, because just going down history of civilization, there's always war. There's always conflict.
Why?
Why?
I get it early on, but we have civilizations now where we're civilized people.
Yeah.
You know, most of us at least. Hamas and scary guys, but I'm talking about the big top players: Russia, China, America. Why not all of us just work together? Work together.
It's a question for another day. It's above my
Greed?
pay grade. It's
Greed.
above my pay grade, Sean.
I know, but dig into it with me. Come on.
No.
What is it?
How about
Greed?
all right? So the thing that I feel like people should question more is I think people should question their own minds more. I think people should question what they're doing more.
I agree with that.
How knowledgeable are you? You know, what do you really know? Because you've been told everything your entire life. You've been told how to go to the bathroom, how to learn school, how to do math, how to read, and how to write. You've been told all these things, and yes, like you know how to do it. You know how to write. You know how to read. But then, like, what is reading? What is writing? You're looking off a bunch of symbols, basically. Because a kid in China wouldn't be able to read the same things you're doing. So is that you know what is it?
It's like
What-
it's kind of going off of what you said, that when you're brought up early on, you're told that this is a pen.
Mhm.
But if you really think about it, all your life you've been told this is a pen. You didn't just come out and figure it out. Like, you find this on your own and you're like, oh, this is a pen. No, you've been told it's a pen. So basically, everything is you've been told by other people. what they are. If you saw this, let's say you grew up to the age of 30 and you were just sheltered, you were living with wolves, you know, and then you saw this thing.
I'd probably call it a writing stick.
Yeah, a stick, a weapon, maybe like,
Yeah.
or something. Like you don't know it's a pen because you only know it's a pen because someone told you. This could mean something else to you.
Mhm.
That's the thing about questioning everything. We've been told everything in our lives. We've been told this is a microphone
Mhm.
right here. So it looks like a microphone.
I want to tap on it. It probably is not too pleasurable to the ears.
Sorry about that, guys. But right. So going off what I'm saying
Mhm.
is that how do you know something is really true just because you've been told by someone else, another human?
Precisely. So question it. Question what, you know, what is a symbol? What are words? What is a thought? Why, or like, what is happiness? What is sadness? What is anger? What is life? What is a human? What are you? All these questions can, if you actually give it time to think about, then you'll be like, holy crap, I don't know shit. Because
It's
that's what, like, the more I question things and the more I think about things, I'm like, damn, I really don't know shit.
yeah. No, I'm on that wave with you. And it makes me scared because I'm always on the podcast saying how we're spiritual creatures, in a meat sack machine, basically like a robot with meat armor, but we're just spiritual creatures inside.
Mm,
But I
pretty
could be
much.
wrong about that. I'm just taking a good old wild guess and I'm putting my money in that basket.
Hmm.
But I could be definitely wrong. Maybe we're just animals
Yeah.
and we think we're something special.
You know what I think about when you say meat armor, though?
What?
I think of just like some nice, like a pork shoulder, and then like for the rib cage, like a nice rack of
You know what it
ribs,
makes me think of?
delicious, all drowned in barbecue sauce and the finest barbecue
You know what it
sauce in
makes
the
me think
land.
of, dude? The meat
What?
armor. Rick and Morty, Pickle Rick, just putting on the rats like body parts as armor.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
that's
yeah.
what it makes me think of. But yeah, we could not be special at all.
Yeah. Yeah, some nice like chicken legs for their legs.
We could just be
Anyways,
animals.
yeah.
You're just an animal.
Wait, what?
We could not be special at all.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
could just
yeah.
be just a random animal.
Well, because when you think about what is special, that's our minds
Making
thinking of something as unique or special. But really, how are we different than another animal? Yes, we can think more intuitively and
we
do
just have
different
we
things.
just have more intelligent capability.
Yeah, but in the grand scheme of
That's the simple
things,
answer.
yeah, but in the grand scheme of things, what makes us special? It's what we think special is. It's not what is actually special in the world.
Yeah.
And that's like saying, um, like,
It's like saying what matters, like what things matter in the world. If nothing matters,
mhm,
then the only things that matter are what matter to you.
yeah, it's
If
like if you think a dictatorship is good and I think a dictatorship is bad, it's like what's really good and what's bad. It's how we perceive it to be.
yeah,
So question that.
recently
Question.
I've taken up a new philosophy that I like uh, seeing and reading about.
New philosophy.
Well, it's not. It's new to me.
Okay.
It's called optimistic nihilism. Basically,
I think I've heard of the words.
do you know like a nihilist are?
Yeah. If you could enlighten the
Sure.
audience for sure if you'd like.
Being a nihilist, having nihilism is basically it's like having an existential crisis. Basically, nothing matters. You're in a flying rock in outer space. Like like compared to the universe, you're the smallest speck. You're probably like a dust particle.
You're negative Nancy.
Yeah, you could be negative. Yeah, because you're just like you don't care about shit. It
Hmm.
can make you into a psychopath.
You don't see the beauty and the uniqueness and everything.
Right. You just see yourself as not mattering because you're so small in the universe's eyes.
You're a poopy Paul.
Right. But you can flip that on an optimistic level instead of being negative and be like, I'm going to work. Like I have a 9 to 5 just to go home, watch TV, like, and just like life's pointless. Basically, nihilism is life is pointless. There is no meaning to life. There is none.
Is there?
There's none in a nihilist's eyes. But optimistic nihilism is basically saying if there's no meaning to life, then you make the meaning. Because the shit doesn't matter anyway. And only whatever matters to you, though, is what matters. You make it matter to you. You make whatever you want matter to you. So go out there and have fun. Do something crazy. Live life.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be scared all the time. Don't be
Question
comfortable.
everything.
Question everything.
Instead of going through the mall and just walking through the mall, make a scene. Jump in the water fountain.
Laugh.
Laugh. Take some person's stroller.
Take your pants off.
Take
Have
your
a fun
pants off.
time.
Just scream randomly. Just try and fight some old guy. You know you're going to win.
Just for the thrill of it. Not.
Actually, you may not. Actually, he could know some combat moves.
He's a veteran.
He's a veteran. He knows some MMA. He's watched some fights in the backyard brawl and knows a thing or two. But either way, it's like, why? Why would you live such a simple, mundane life when you can question everything? You can question why you think everything's mundane. You could question why, you don't feel like you're doing enough. You don't feel like you're happy enough. You don't feel like there's some things going on. You could get to the root cause and you could question it.
If you've been listening this far, leave your Cash App in the comments. I'm going to send you $10 because I just want to test this experiment. Second of all,
That's a good idea.
leave a question in the comments as well of what the meaning of life is and what it means to you, and what your theories are about questioning everything, and what the meaning of life is. What does it mean to you? Because for me, it means you make the meaning and you make what matters to you and you just pursue it.
Mm-hmm.
And you can do that. And why be negative? Because negative makes you feel shitty. You all want to feel good. So be optimistic, be positive, and spread love. Love could be the meaning of life.
Mm-hmm. Because if you say you got two lives, all right, you're observing two lives, and you got Poopy Paul and you got Happy Hank, and you observe them for their entire lives, and you just watch a person with a negative mindset kind of walk through the same type of life, and then you watch somebody with a good mindset walk through life. At the end of it, it's going to be the clear difference. It's what purely they made up for it up to be.
Yeah,
They made it in their image. So
that's right. All right. This is a great talk.
oh yeah, this is a great talk. This is the Wanna Be Mindful podcast, and
we're going to see you next time. Let me get in shot here. We're going to see you very soon. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Also, one last thing. I know we said we're ending the episode, but I just want to say I'm thankful to be back here with my friend Jared and to give you guys some content. If you've made it this far, please like the video. Please. It makes us happy. Spreads love, spreads positivity, and you'll get good karma from it. So
question your boss, question your mom and dad, question life, question everything. End it.
I was going to say, this guy's good.